This is the Mind and Body podcast. We share extraordinary stories from people like you and me and the way they transform their lives. So, welcome to another episode of Mind and Body podcast. And we have another great guest here. It's Lacy, Lydia. She had a great story, really great success stories, and really want to know and to get to her story. And okay, so Lacey, I'll just start with you and really want to get to know you. Tell us about yourself. How did you start? Just share on.
So, my name's Lacy. I'm originally from Minnesota, and a lot of people can hear it in my accent only when I say Minnesota. Other than that, I fit in perfectly well in California. I moved here when I was 19. It was almost 12 years ago, here to California. And um, I've been living here for so long without friends and family. Well, I have friends now, but without family, that I guess I just got comfortable along the way. When I started college, that was kind of the craziest part of my life where I didn't have time to really prepare meals. I didn't know about cooking.
Hmm.
So during my college years, I was just work full time, school full time, barely had time to sleep. And I think that was the beginning of when I realized like things had kind of gotten out of control with my health. So after I graduated from college, that's when I decided I want to make a change. I'm not happy with mm, being unhealthy, feeling tired all the time, not eating healthy foods. And so I joined a program that's called WW, Wellness That Works. And it's similar to calorie counting. You count points with that program. So they have an app that kind of helps you through it. And I did that program, only that, no exercise, no nothing, for the first 4 months. After 4 months, I realized, I'm ready. I feel like I got that part figured out, and now I want to start incorporating exercise. I was still over 300 pounds at that time, so
Um,
I incorporated exercise very slowly, just walking.
Wait,
That was
Lacey,
it.
let me just stop you for a second, really, to get,
Yeah.
let's call it numbers at the start. So you said that at 19 you went to college in LA. That was your start, and then you
Yeah,
start.
I started college when I was about 24, so I moved out
Hmm.
here and just worked in the
Ah,
beginning.
okay. So you had a rough time with all the work, and then you really did not have time to prep food, so
Hmm.
probably ate a lot of fast food stuff, and that's
Yeah.
what caused all of your extra weight. And can you share what was, let's say, your max weight that you had?
Yeah, the highest I was at was 325.
325. And how much did you lose till now?
Down a total of 82 so far.
Cool, cool. Nice, nice number, nice number. Cool. So after that, you started the WW program, and you started
Hmm.
counting calories for 4 months, and then you started exercising. So yeah, continue from
Yep.
there. Just want to recap.
Yeah. So I started exercising by just walking around the block. Little exercise programs that I would find on YouTube, I would do them to the best of my ability. But I had chronic back pain at that time
Mm.
from a car accident. And then with the extra weight, the pain flared up daily. So started baby steps, and then eventually I was able to get out there and start hiking again, which is one of my
Mm.
passions. I enjoy to hike mainly the Hollywood Hills. Anywhere that I can
Yeah.
get a beautiful view, that's where I'd like to go. Um, and I hiked for several months. I would just send out messages on my Instagram. Does anyone want to go hiking with me today? And sometimes people would answer, sometimes I'd go by myself. But that was kind of the beginning to meeting the community that I'm involved in now. I went to a hike with the 52 Hike Challenge group. And
Mm.
um, I met a lot of really amazing women on that hike. And actually, some of them I was just with today.
And can you just share to people like me that don't know that group, what is the 52 high group?
Yeah, the 52 Hike Challenge is, I'm currently doing it right now. It's a challenge where you hike 52 times in a year, so 1 week
Mm.
every year. And it's just kind of more of a it's a physical transformation, but it's also mental transformation because when you get out and you're in nature, it kind of just helps you clear your mind. We all need to just unplug every once in a while because being at the gym for me was more
Yeah.
stressful than anything. There's so many people, so much chaos, and I just wanted silence and nature and beauty. So that's what I think really helped me.
Mm. So that challenge, it's not really for people that are trying to lose weight. It's just a great hobby that really helped you to go to your goal. So
Yeah, that
cool.
challenge is for anyone and everyone that wants to just get out there and hike.
And I and all of your progress with the calorie counting. Can you share how much did you eat? What was your max limit of calories per day? And are you still doing it now?
So we don't count calories.
Mm.
Instead of, I know counting calories, they go by like a 2,000 calorie limit day, something like that. But with WW, what you start off with is they give you a number of points according
Mm.
to your weight and your activity level and your height and whether you're a mother that's breastfeeding or not, or there's all this different criteria. So once you start, they'll give you a number. I think my number when I started, it was pretty high. It was like 38, I want to say.
Mm.
And to give you an idea of the points, something like, I don't know anything bad, but bananas are 0 points. Chicken, any fruit, chicken, vegetables, all of that are 0 points. So
Mm.
this point counting system really just helps you to make healthy choices because you're like, wow, I have 38 points a day. What do I want to spend it on? Do I want to spend it 26 points on a slice of pizza? Or do I want to eat
Mm.
chicken and vegetables and then maybe later, I'll have a piece of birthday cake. So it helps out. You learn that you can make healthy choices, and you don't have to deprive yourself of good food. Like you can
Mm.
still eat good things. You can still indulge in things. You can't do it all the time. And that's something
Yeah.
that I never put limits on before because I was never taught that.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I don't really like calorie counting, but I never knew the let's call it the point system. So in general, it just limits you from bad food because bad food has big amounts of points. Like you said, one slice of pizza is like 26 points. And I mainly eat
Costco.
vegetables. So yeah, I don't have any points, I think, in daily. So that's good.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. Sounds good. So can you tell me, please, did you had any roadblocks along the way, any pitfalls? How long are you really in the diet? How long did you when you started all of that
I
progress?
started February 2018,
Hmm,
and so it's been 13 months,
13 months.
almost 14 months now. And yeah, when I started, like I said, it was just only the program. That's all I focused on was the nutrition part of it. Now I do activity 4 to 5 times a week, and it's not because I feel like, oh, I have to go work out. It's because those are my ways to get together with friends. Because we get together during gym classes, during cycling classes. We do this aerobics class that is
Hmm,
jumping. So you put these boots on your feet and you jump up and down, jumps class. So I work out now just because I want to, not like, oh, I have to go work out today. It's like a fun thing I get to do. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
big change for.
And in those 13 months, did you had any fallbacks, any failures, or just let's call it clean slate along the way?
No, nothing's perfect. What I like to, when people ask me like, "Oh, what do you do when you're struggling?" is the first thing is you can't be too hard on yourself. You have to forgive yourself. If you ate something really bad and or you had a whole day of eating bad food and you're feeling really guilty, like no, you just put it behind you and start anew. But don't wait till Monday. That's what people like to say. Oh, I'll start over on Monday. Like no. Like you got a whole week until then. You don't
Yeah.
know how much you're going to add on before that. So I just tell people, forgive yourself and push that reset button. I'm ready to start over. It's a new day. It's a new morning. And I always start off my mornings really good. And then by like lunch or dinner time, that's when it's a little harder. You start struggling. But preparing my meals has been the biggest help to not falling off track. If
Mm,
I like, usually I cook Sunday nights, and I'll prepare my meals for the week for the next 5 days, and I already know if I'm starving, I come home, I'm super hungry. I'm not gonna just grab whatever I can. I actually have my meal. It's already prepared. I already know the points for that
mm,
meal, and so I think that's helped me a lot.
cool, cool. So I assume that you never tried any other programs, any other diets, or any other of those weird stuff that are out there, like keto, I know, intermediate fasting, Mediterranean diet, or whatever. Did you try any of those, or just jumped over the point system?
So I tried. What did I do? I've never done keto. I've never done any of those. But I did do Beachbody for a while because
Mm,
that was workouts at home, and I enjoyed that program. I feel like whatever works for you, as long as you're working on yourself to be the healthiest you can possibly be. There's so many things out there. There's not just one
yeah.
right answer. But I found what was best for me at the time, and it's still good. And I feel like it's not a diet, it's a
Yeah.
lifestyle change. Everything in my life has changed over this last year that has helped for the better of my health. So yeah, I tried. What else did I do? I think that's it. Just Beachbody, and I enjoyed it, but I didn't have community there, and I need that
Mm,
community. I need to feel like I'm part of something, and
yeah.
there's people that are supporting me, and vice versa. So that's been one of the biggest helps for me.
Cool. So I assume all of your exercise of all of the classes you're doing and hiking, of course. And one of the most important things is what kind of foods are you eating? What is your favorite food? And do you have any cheat days? Once a week, once in 2 weeks, or whatever, or
Yeah,
not at all?
I don't do cheat days. Um, I do I do indulge. Like if I'm going to a birthday party, I don't say, "Oh no, I can't have cake. That's not a part of my diet." I would never say that. I have learned that yes, I can have cake. I just don't need to eat a gigantic piece of it, or I'll share it with my husband. So you just kind of find different ways around it, healthy ways, different changes that you make along the way. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't do cheat days. And for meals, I like to prepare. One of my biggest meals is I like I love eggs.
Mm,
So I will do eggs in everything, every which way. One of my favorite things I've been doing recently, which my friend Erica, she told me about, is you take bananas and you take eggs, you whip them up, add some cinnamon and stevia, and then you put it in the microwave, and it's like an oatmeal consistency. So it sounds weird,
yeah, I
but it
never
really
heard
helps
about
if you
that.
have a sweet tooth. Yeah, you'll have to try it if you have a sweet tooth. It's good. I like it.
Cool, cool. Sounds good. And well, all about that, do you have any routines like morning routines, daily routines, evening routines, whatever? It's something that you do daily?
Um, I go to work.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess in the mornings. Usually, I will get all my meals from my fridge, go to work, and then I'll have everything already made. And I have eggs every day for breakfast, usually
Yeah.
on an English muffin with avocado. I eat a lot of avocado.
And
Probably
when you're
go
saying
ahead.
all your meals, how many meals are you referring to? Two, three, four, 5, 10, and
How many what?
in how many meals you have?
Oh, three basic meals
Hmm.
and then snacks throughout the day. And I
So,
always make sure, this is something that I always tell people, is if you have a long commute to get from
hmm,
school to home or home to work, bring vegetables in your car because you're always going to want to munch on
yeah,
something. And if it's hard for you to eat your vegetables, bring them in the car with you. I promise you're going to eat them when you're stuck in traffic.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Cool. And well, I think we're quite close to the end, but you probably have maybe you have any tips or pitfalls to avoid of for the rest of the people here.
Tips. Find your community, find your tribe. Like don't if you're shy, because I used to be like that. I would be the person in the back of the classroom, like, oh, don't pick on me. I hope nobody's looking at me. But you don't get anything out of life from being like that. And I had to
Yeah,
slowly come out of my shell, and it was hard at first. And I would go up to strangers and introduce myself, and that's how, that's how you can better yourself. And so work on talking to strangers, work on making friends. Don't be scared of situations where there's going to be a lot of people. Um, that used to be me. I would definitely, when people would tell me, oh, there's a party going on, I would say, no, I'm just going to stay at home. I'm okay. But those people are going to be the ones that when you're stuck and you're having a hard time, they're going to help you push through that. So if you don't show up one day to the gym, if you don't show up at all, and you don't have anyone to hold you accountable, you just stop going,
yeah.
But if you have friends that are like, hey, Lacy's not here today, where is she? They text you, they call you, they bring you back. So I think the community is the biggest part.
And would you recommend anyone that it doesn't really like going to the gym or really want to do, let's say, beach body stuff, any exercises at home, and you think you could build a community through, I don't know, Facebook, Instagram, really online communities? Could that be useful?
Yeah, definitely. I created an Instagram just only for
Mm,
that community. It's completely separate from my personal Instagram. In my case, I actually kept it a secret that I was
mm,
on the WW program, not because I was ashamed of it, but I just wanted it to be mine. I
yeah,
wanted something to be my own. I didn't want all my business out there. And, now that all those people that are there, they will message me on there and they'll say, you're so inspiring. Like, you made me decide to change my life. And I think those messages, for me, those keep me
yeah.
going too. Because not only am I holding myself accountable, but look at all these people that are saying that I'm an inspiration. I never imagined anything like that.
Nice, nice, cool. That's really an amazing story that you had. And
Thank you.
and I think that I have no more questions because you really have a quite a successful story, and luckily you had no real pitfalls along the way. So because I had a lot of bad stories and people that tried like many different diets, but your
Yeah.
I'm sure that your story was quite hard along the way, but it
And
sounds,
before,
yeah,
probably, I think my pitfalls were definitely before I started the
mm,
whole transformation journey, because when I was 21, I was diagnosed with a disease, a blood clotting disease.
mm. You
And
should have said that. So yeah, continue. I'm not here.
well, I mean, it doesn't really have to do with my transformation, but it's a part of my identity now. But yeah, when I was 21, I got blood clots from the birth
Hmm.
control that I was using.
Hmm.
And I didn't even know you could get blood clots at 21. I had no idea what was happening. But my legs started swelling up so bad that I couldn't even walk anymore. So
Yeah.
eventually I went to the doctor and they left me in the ER for 24 hours waiting. And after the wait, they finally said, we're going to get you a room. But by then, the blood clots had traveled from my leg to my lungs,
Mm.
and I had trouble breathing. So they did all these X-rays, CAT scans. They found out that it was the blood clots. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. Definitely, I was very lucky that I even stayed in the hospital, because when they
Yeah.
told me it's going to be a long wait, I was thinking, oh, 2 to 3 hours. I did
Yeah.
not imagine 20. I would have walked out if they would have said 24 hours, and I would have died, because once you have trouble breathing, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
So I was very lucky, but they did do some testing and found out that I have to be on the blood thinner for the rest of my life,
Mm.
because thick blood runs in my family.
Mm.
So that was one thing that I had to deal with along the way. And I'm just really glad that it did happen like that, because there's so many other ways that it could have gone.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky that I know now how to, I've adapted to it. I know that I have to watch my alcohol intake, because alcohol thins out your blood. You have to watch your green vegetable intake because green leafy vegetables have vitamin K and those will thicken your blood.
Hmm.
So it's been 10 years now, so I know the things that I can and can't do. But yeah, I was definitely lucky to find out at that time.
Yeah.
And I like to look at things. I know a lot of people can say, yeah, that's not luck. You were diagnosed with a disease. That's not luck at all. But, I like to look at the positive side of things. And that's how I took it. Like, I'm lucky it happened that way and not while I'm on an airplane and the blood clot goes to my brain and I, die. So I definitely think it's luck.
Yeah. As long as you're here, we are all lucky. So that's the most important thing. And
Exactly.
really, you already said before, but what made you really make the change of starting the progress, starting the counting points, not calories? What really made that small
W.
leap that you did?
Um, the main thing that made me begin is just I had done the program before, so I knew that it worked.
Hmm.
I did it in 2008 and I had lost like 45 pounds, I believe. So it was not it's about half of what I've lost this time, but the reason that I stopped the
Stop.
program in 2008 was because I had gallstones. So pain in my stomach, and I didn't know what was happening. And it was about once a month I would get this horrible pain, like someone's just stabbing me in the stomach. And I found out later those are when the stones are trying to pass.
Hmm.
Um, so they took me to the hospital, took out my gallbladder completely, and I didn't have any pain afterwards. But the problem with that was that the surgery, I had to go 12 days with no food, no water,
No
because we were
water as
waiting.
well?
No water as well. They had me hooked
Hmm.
up to an IV to get
Yeah.
my fluids, and all they gave me was a cotton ball soaked with like lemon flavor. But no food, no water for 12 days. So that was the end of my first WW journey because when I got out of the hospital, I was like, food, give me anything. So I was not thinking about points. I was not thinking about health. I just knew that I wanted to eat.
Yeah. So I see you had some, let's call it a rocky road that I need to peel out because it's surely not like I thought before. It was 1 year of success only. So you had a rough time. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's great to hear, and I'm happy that I peeled it out from you. So that's good.
You just wanted to hear the bad stories. I got lots of those.
No, because people are
I'm
surely happy
lucky.
to hear the success stories, but
Hmm.
everybody has a trouble in his life, and the only things she had a lucky life, and her success stories. It's not me because I have this and that and other who knows what people has. So when
Yeah,
they can hear
definitely.
the bad stuff, they can really more relate and really say, okay,
Yeah,
my status is not that bad. I can do it as well. So that's
that's
why
so
I,
true.
I, I
Yeah,
don't want you to have bad stuff.
I know.
Never want that. Just want to help
That's
others as well.
definitely true. Helps others to relate with the story. And you never know, like maybe someone listening has gone through something similar to that and thinks, I don't have a gallbladder either. And now, who knows if I'll even be able to lose weight because that was a worry about mine. Will I be able
Yeah,
to lose weight again or is it not possible? They also were worried about my thyroid, so they kept checking that and nothing came back. It just kept coming back normal, but the doctors were like, we don't understand. It seems like you have a thyroid problem. I also had high blood pressure. They put me on medicine for that. They were worried about diabetes, like all of these things.
yeah,
And you need to listen. You need to listen to those doctors, even though you keep going in and they keep telling you the same stuff, but they're telling you that for a reason. This is the only life you got. You got to take care of yourself.
yeah. I agree.
Yep.
Cool. Well, you have anything last that you want to say to our listeners? Any final thoughts?
Just that. Take care of yourselves. Do what you can. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't keep putting it off. Take your life and make it a priority. There's always other things that are going to seem more important, but you are the number one priority. So take care of your health, exercise, even if like you need to get your blood moving, even if that means You know, you don't have to sit there and eat bags of carrots and lettuce. Like, just when you go to the restaurant, choose a healthier plate. Instead of getting a hamburger, get grilled chicken. You know, it's as easy as that. And follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, and you should share
I'll give you
your
a handle.
username as well. What is your
Yeah, my
username
Instagram,
on?
my username is I love Lacy. That's I love LACY .ww
Cool. And I'll add
for
it to
Weight
the
Watch.
footnotes anyway. But follow, she's an amazing lady, and you heard her story, so why not? And you have a big
Nice to meet.
community with her.
Yes, be
For
part of
sure.
my community. I'm on my
Yeah,
stories every single day. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see me in stories, and I talk about everything, my struggles, my exercise. Sometimes people say, you know, you're working out all the time. It makes me want to get out. Good. That's what I want. That's why I share it.
cool, cool. Sounds good, sounds good. Well,
Thank you.
thank you for the amazing story that you shared. Happy that we dug a bit deeper, so that was great as well. And great. So have a great day, and hope that everyone will listen and really get inspired from your stories.
Thank you. It's nice talking to you.
You are listening to the Mind and Body podcast. We inspire people to take their lives to the next step by showing the successful journey from people like you and me.